transform a Blue-Eyes White Dragon into a Blue-Eyes Alternative White Dragon.
Yeah, Blue Eyes Alternative is so powerful. It's basically the Blue Eyes Dragon you summon for free with an effect. But here we go. The Duelists are ready. Round 4, the final round of Switch for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Remote Duel. Duel Links Invitational is underway. Alright, and it looks like Renan is going first with Invoke Neos. So let's see if we have a summon of... Nope, not Alistair, but Keeper of Dragon Magic. He's going to discard Bacon Saver. That's a good card you want to discard. It'll be able to banish itself to protect you from an attack during your opponent's turn.
It also, the effect allows him to get Neos Fusion from his deck, which he can now activate to summon Brave Neos, which he can also protect using Neos Fusion.
Yeah, it's a really strong starter. Yeah, discarding that Bacon Saver is huge. Just having that extra block. Because you not only can negate an attack, the Neos Fusion protects your Brave Neos from dying on top of that. So it's like you have layers of protection now for your monster. And he gets to send the shell too, just filling.
Interestingly, Renan uses only 2 copies of Volcanic Shell in his deck because he can send them back with Switcheroo.
Smart thinking. So less chance of opening up with it, but less chance of drawing multiple copies of a card that could potentially be dead. I like that deck building. So here we go. Draw for Javier. What's he got with the blue eyes? Also have a Keeper of Dragon Magic. Oh, it looks like he's not going to be playing Blue Eyes. I'm assuming it's a mirror match, actually, it looks like. Looks like maybe we got the deck list from earlier in the previous round, and he decided to start this round with an Invoked Neos deck. So I'm a little sad because it isn't the Blue Eyes deck I was expecting, but it is a Bandit Keith mirror match, so Invoked Neos it is. So going second, getting his Keeper Dragon Magic Phoenix Chain is pretty devastating, but he'll still be able to add that shell to his hand.
I was also looking forward to Blue Eyes, but with Duelists able to use whatever deck and whatever cards they want in each duel of the tournament, he's free to play Invoke Neos instead if he wants.
Yeah, that's alright. There's a lot on the line here. He knows he has to win to even have a shot at making the top 4, so he's going to pick the deck that he feels like gives him the best opportunity. But going second in the mirror match, I feel like that's pretty devastating. Just because he was able to sprint in. Yeah, super brutal. And wow, not only do you have the Keeper of Dragon Magic to get the fusion, he has an Alistair for the follow-up to get the invocation. Ultimate Providence, though, is going to stop that Alistair's effect. Negate, discarding that Volcanic Shell that he had into his hand. So he no longer has the extra shell in his hand to switch a rune next turn.
If he already has the invocation, though, the duel is over.
Does he have a copy of invocation? Nope. Oh, Keeper of Dragon Magic going to be able to search for another Neos fusion, though. Oh no, it's just going to set the Alistair fish down.
Usually you see that card set Elemental Hero Neos. It's really less common to see it set Alistair by revealing one of the Invoke fusions, but that works just as well.
Yeah, because Alistair, it's not only when he's normal summoned or special summoned, it also searches for invocation anytime he's flipped face up. So a lot of utility here. Renan's trying to decide what he wants to do here. Gonna go to battle phase. Hit him for 2,600 total, which could end up dropping Javier down to 900. Looks like he decides to go. I wonder why he decided to do it that way and get them both off the field. I guess he wants to leave one of his monster zones open for a particular reason.
I assume he wants to make himself less vulnerable to Purga Trio, maybe? Oh, he has lethal damage with Alistair the Invoker gaining 1,000 attack points.
Oh, okay. I guess it's just to play around Sheer Kribo a little bit better. Like, that makes sense. Because you'd have to go attack over it, Alistair pump, and then he'd still have to have the direct attack for it to be game. So I guess it makes sense to play around. But Renan's going to take that game 1 pretty decisively, going first in that mirror match. Not surprised. Like I said earlier throughout the tournament, if I win a game with the deck, you have to prove to me that you can beat it before I'm switching. But here we go. Game 2 is starting. And it looks like Renan is going first again. Let's see if he'll start with another Keeper of the Dragon Magic, maybe followed up by a Fetus Chain and a Brave Neos.
That would be an awesome start if he could do it again.
Here it goes. Keeper of Dragon Magic, discard Alistair. Not as good as the Bacon Savers last time.
But having to discard Alistair, though, is probably a pretty strong tell that Renan's hand is really good.
At least if it doesn't tell you that he has another Alistair in his hand, I don't know. Oh no, you discard the Alistair to summon it back, so it's perfect. Yeah, this is insane. This is the ideal opening. He gets the fusion. He gets to set up to get the invocation the following turn. This is what you want going first with this deck. And he's going to probably be able to put... Let's see what he decides to put in his graveyard. The shell.
Yeah, I assume he's going to put the shell in the graveyard. But he might opt for the Bacon Saver.
True. Just get another layer of protection. Neos from his hand. And I couldn't see what the other card was. Oh, just Bacon Saver. Yeah, if you did go for the Bacon Saver, just have another layer of protection.
It's interesting. He did have the option of summoning Elemental Hero Neos instead of Alistair, had he done that chain of plays a little differently. But I agree that Alistair is the better play here, so that explains why.
Right. Trying to set up to have a follow-up on the following turn while I built up a board to perhaps stay alive since he doesn't have that Fiendish Chain this time. And Javier coming down with the Keeper of Dragon Magic as well. One of the strongest normal summons in Duel Links.
He discards Neos to get Neos Fusion, so we're probably going to see him use Keeper of Dragon Magic to special summon the Neos rather than an Alistair.
Yep. And yep, here he goes, the Neos coming to the field face down. And then I was imagining we're going to see a Neos Fusion. Yep. Gonna make his own Brave Neos. He's a Renan, he has to navigate through a Bacon Saver, the Neos protecting his monster from being destroyed once, and the Alistair that's going to net him an invocation for the next turn.
I'm actually a little bit suspicious that Renan may have a second Alistair in his hand, which would also explain why he discarded an Alistair, because then he would have had no other option.
Right, and even just having another Alistair would be pretty good, because you'll get the invocation, and having two Alistairs in your hand with an invoke monster on the field is pretty solid. You can get really beefy really fast. So let's see how he sets 3 cards to his back row, knowing that Renan is going to try and have a follow-up with an invocation, trying to be prepared.
Brave Neos attacks into Keeper of Dragon Magic. The attack I was expecting last game, so he gets to use Brave Neos' attack effect to add another copy of Neos Fusion.
Yep, Brave Neos just keeps on giving. I'm surprised, well, I guess, yeah, he doesn't want to negate that because he would just attack over the Alistair, maybe. So just save the Bacon Saver for later. Resource management, very important here.
He's obviously not going to bounce off the Alistair by attacking with Keeper of Dragon Magic, because that would just allow its effect to activate and render him unable to even use Fiendish Chain to stop it.
Yeah, I was more so looking along the line, oh, he has Chain Disappearance for Alistair. That's huge if he doesn't have a way to get Invocation into the graveyard.
Oh!
It's going to take it out of his hand. You were right, there was another Alistair in the hand. And the Chain Disappearance is devastating.
Wow, yeah, his series of plays actually led me to believe he may have had a second Alistair in his hand. But that is extraordinary, because he must have put that card in thinking my opponent is still going to be playing elements, some invoked deck with Alistair, because that's what that card is so good against, and he was right. It was a huge gamble, because Chain Disappearance will do nothing against a lot of decks, and it was brutal here.
It was brutal, because he's left with a dead Invocation, the Karma Cut's going to banish the Brave Neos, and Renan essentially has nothing after Javier's opening. What a well-navigated play here from Javier, and well-side-decked Chain Disappearance. Pay 500 for that shell. He's going to be able to basically draw a card for free. That's not Volcanic Shell, because he's going to send it back into his deck. Switcheroo has been a mainstay duel skill from the beginning in Duel Links.
Yeah, it remains good now. He uses Keeper of Dragon Magic's effect to reveal Brave Neos and special summon Neos, Elemental Hero Neos. That Karma Cut was huge also, because it got around the Neos Fusion in the graveyard that would have otherwise protected the Brave Neos from destruction. This is very quickly just going downhill for Renan.
It really is. Let's see if Javier really wants to even the series out, because if he's able to somehow win this round, he will have a chance at making the top 4 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Remote Duel Invitational. Let's See, Neos Fusion looks like he's just going to fuse with the face down Neos on his field.
I'm definitely expecting that.
Back, thanks to that Keeper of the Dragon magic. And yep, another Brave Neos with 2 Neos Fusions to protect him in the graveyard. The only thing that's going to save Renan at this point is Wall of Disruption. I'm telling you, Wall of Disruption, man, it is a mainstay in Duel Links. It will never stop. Bacon Saber's going to block one of these attacks, so he's going to need more than just that.
He needs that crap card to be relevant, or he needs a Kite Roid or a Sphere Creebo in his hand. I haven't actually seen Kite Roid this weekend. It's weird because it's a very popular card.
It is, yeah. I saw it on a couple deck lists, but yeah, I haven't seen it come into play or in any action lately. Maybe a lot of players were expecting like Witchcrafters and stuff and like control kind of decks, so they didn't really want to use it, but all we've seen are a lot of beatdown decks so far. Karmaket going to come down to banish the Brave Neos, but leave him with no cards, no Alistairs in deck to top deck. Oh, nope, Ultimate Providence is going to stop it. And everything comes down here for Javier to easily take Game 2 and even the series 1-1.
Javier even had the trap card in his hand that he needed to activate Ultimate Providence against Karmaket.
Yeah, you know he was having to feel good. He was able to set up a board and then set 3 very good, very live trap cards that he was able to use all of them to navigate the duel to victory so easily. And now it's tied up. It's definitely something you want to check out and be a part of. And it looks like Game 2 is underway. And instead of Javier running the Blue Eyes, it looks like Renan switched to Blue Eyes, maybe. So either way, we do get to see a Blue Eyes deck in action, which is I am super excited about. Yes, and it is the Dark Side Dimension Kaiba, as you were saying earlier. Hopefully we get to see an alternative, Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon come down.
Did you catch which skill he chose to use? Was it, he only has 6 cards in his extra deck, so it looks like it was probably the alternative evolution skill. But Ultimate Dragons is also sometimes Dark Side Dimension Kaiba, but you would know because there would be the extra
card in that extra deck, maybe 7 instead of 6?
I believe it's 8. I think you also get the Neo Ultimate, even though that's already in Duel Links, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, so kind of get to know that he's probably just using the alternative skill, and then just a direct attack here from the Element Saber and Bolu for 19. And definitely not the open you want to see for Blue Eyes, just 2 back row face down, no White Stone of Ancients to set, no Sage of the Eyes of Blue. And with only 20 cards in your deck, you'd think it wouldn't be that hard to open up with Sage and Stone of the Ancients, but sometimes it's asking for too much.
Yeah, I mean, I've played Blue Eyes a lot, and I will tell you, it is not that much to ask for to open with White Stone of Ancients and with Eyes of Blue, so I'm a little surprised he didn't get either of them.
Yeah, I mean, just having them both together is so awesome, just being able to put the guy in your graveyard for later, bring out Blue Eyes from your deck, but only back rows and face down monsters here, a couple of Molars, 1900, going to attack the face down Stone of the Ancients, which is going to let him summon a Dragon Spirit of White here in the end phase to banish Javier's back row.
That's
he only has
awesome
200 life. Yeah, it could be huge.
And White Stone of Ancients, if there's a Blue Eyes White Dragon in Renan's hand, he can also banish the White Stone of Ancients to summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from his hand to get 2 attacks and destroy both of the Malahus, or in chain against the Malahu's effect. So even though he only has 200 life points, I like where he's at.
Yeah, Dragon Spirit of White is so strong. Gonna banish that back row. Let's see if we have a chain here, maybe a Fiendish Chain. Nope, ooh, it's even better, it's bad aim. Something that can actually destroy something. He can target the Dragon Spirit of White, but he's gonna go for the back row because he doesn't...
He cannot target Dragon Spirit of White because that's the effect that was activated.
Oh yeah, Bad can target anything but... Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately that crap card has bad aim. It always misses the card. It always misses the card whose effect is activated.
Yeah, I love it when the card's names like kind of have something to do with their effects. It's some cool little lore interaction. I always like that. But it is Dragon Spirit White is a huge monster facing down 2 weaker monsters, but Javier can have an Alistairs draw that can turn things around for him.
We'll see if he makes it there. Renan does have to be careful though. Because with only 200 life points left, if he summons a tuner and it gets stuck in attack position, he could lose.
Very, very true. All right, let's see what he decides to do with this. Adds some ancients to his hand with the Sage's effect, and then yeah, he's gonna use the Molar's effect to put the Sage face down, so he won't be able to synchro summon for Spirit.
Are you a little surprised he put the Sage down instead of the Dragon Spirit of White, challenging Renan to use this effect to summon Blue Eyes from his hand if he has it? Because leaving the 0 attack position monster, I think, is one of his best paths to victory right now. Because Javier looks like he's behind.
Right. What is the trade-off? Like if you do target the Dragon Spirit away and it tributes off for the Blue Eyes from his hand. Oh, it looks like he just has Divine Wrath anyway. He's gonna be able to discard the Sun of Ancients he just added to negate Molar. So, see if a Synchro Summon comes down. Nope, he's gonna use the other effect. He does have another Element Saber in his hand to discard to try and target that Sage again to put it face down, and no response.
I'm a little surprised.
He still faces. Yeah, I think, especially after seeing the Divine Wrath, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he has the Blue Eyes in his hand. So.
I mean, yeah, that's the challenge. If he has the Blue Eyes in his hand, you lost. Accept it.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think it's looking great for Javier, and that was the path to victory.
Yeah, especially because you can't deal with the Dragon Spirit of White. Well, I mean, he still had a flip summon. He would still be able to flip summon the Dragon Spirit of the White, so that's probably something to take note of.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It was summoned in the end phase. That explains everything.
I also forgot.
My play would have made no sense at all.
But
although on the first one, though, he actually could have put it face down with the first Molahu, and then after he flip summon, put it face down again with the second one.
Right, and then have the monster in attack mode to try to attack over for game. But Alistair is the exact draw he needed to go for Invocation, to try and go to Purgatrio and attack for the little damage he needs. If Renan does not have a trap card face down that is reactive, it could be over. Is it a Karma Cut? Is it a Fetus Chain?
We're about to find out, because if it's nothing, it's over.
And then this will put Javier. Right. Is Javier going to take a 2-1 lead? Oh, it looks like he's just going to go ahead and activate the effect of Alistair. Not on the attack, just right now. Interesting.
Going all out. He knows this is it.
Oh, and he has another Invocation. That's why he's doing it. The last card in his hand must be a second copy of Invocation. Yep, there it goes. So now,
correct.
It has to be a backer that can deal with 2 Purgatrios.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah, I don't think it's Treacherous Trap Hole. No, and he already has Ultimate Province in his grave, so it wouldn't be online. Is Javier going to be able to take a 2-1 lead and be 1 game away from having a shot at making the top 4? And it looks like it. He's up 2-1 now, defeating the deck we thought he was going to start with. Oh, man. Not the result I wanted to see exactly, because I love Blue Eyes, but big congratulations to Javier, moving 1 game win away from winning this last round of Swiss for the Duelinks Remote Duel Invitation. I mean, I know I've been wrong so much about predicting decks, I don't even want to make any more predictions. Oh, yeah, I was never going to predict this. It looks like Renan switched his deck to a burn deck with Shadow Game, with the Merrick Dual Steel Shadow Game that is going to inflict 100 points of damage for each card in your graveyard during your end phase. So he's trying to take advantage of this matchup and not let his... burn decks are usually pretty good against beatdown decks. We'll have to see how good it is against this Invoke Neos deck. Cosmic Cyclone. That's huge.
Oh, man.
That's 1 card.
Paying 1,000 life points early on, not knowing Renan's using a burn deck, that could hurt him. Plus, an extra card in the graveyard means 100 more points of damage each turn from Shadow Game.
Certainly, yep. So it cost 1,100 life points this turn, essentially. So yeah, Switcheroo coming down, switching a card out of his hand. This is the time you want to take advantage is before the burn player can get a lot of card advantage. You want to put as much damage out there as possible, so the Karibos and stuff won't start adding up, for you can't get enough damage and end up losing slowly. But you gotta watch out for cards like Wall Disruption.
This could be bad for Renan, because if he didn't draw well, he could lose this turn.
Yep, but the Floodgate's gonna put the first Brave Neos face down.
That's a great hit for Floodgate Grapple.
Dang, the Shell paying the life points down. He's gotta be careful, he has 4 cards in his graveyard. And he's gonna summon, Javier summoning the Keeper of Dragon Magic. Well, Renan's gonna need a Karibo of some sort to stay in this game. Nope. Just sets 2 cards face down. And Renan's gonna want to stop this attack, yeah. You don't want to take any damage, pretty much. Oh, it's a Kiteroid. Finally, you were saying we hadn't seen it yet.
Yep, there it is. Shadow Game activates in the end phase for 500 more points of damage.
So let's see if Renan's going to be able to put enough defense on the board to protect himself from Javier's next attack, or if Javier's going to be able to win and move on with a victory here in the last round of Swiss. Oh no! He's going to tribute both his monsters to summon Lava Golem! Now, essentially, Javier only has 1,000 life points left. He's going to have to win this duel quick.
He needs to draw Alistair so that he can use Invocation to get rid of Lava Golem and summon Perfect Trio, or he's going to have to just win. It's going to be hard for him to win, though, with Kiteroid in Renan's graveyard.
Yeah, he's going to have to deal with the face-down card, and deal with the Kiteroid in the graveyard, and still put enough to the other 2 attacks to do 3,800. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be hard. We might see Renan's burn deck taking an easy victory here. I'm going to trigger Switcheroo. Looking for something. Maybe an Alistair?
Yeah, I mean, even if he gets Alistair, the Shadow Game is going to put him on a clock with already 7 cards in his graveyard.
Right. He'll be able to banish 1 card out of his graveyard, and then, so it'll go to 6. Because the Invocation's going to go back to his hand, so it'll still stay at 6.
I think he has to get rid of Lava Golem, right?
Oh yeah, so he won't be able to banish the monster out of his graveyard. He has to banish Lava Golem from his field. Yeah, you're right. Unless he has another Invocation, then he can do it twice.
Yeah, or if he's just trying to win this turn to keep the Lava Golem attack with it. That's a possibility as well.
It certainly is, yeah. Nope, he is going to banish the Lava Golem. And see if this is going to be met with a Fiendish Chain or a Draining Shield, maybe. Invocation, going to shuffle back into the deck, returning the Alistair from the banished pile to his hand.
Draining Shield would be awesome.
Draining Shield, the OG. Let's see what it is. So he's going to go all that's huge in this matchup because he's already close to losing. He just needs to survive for 2 more turns, and the Shadow Game is going to finish him off.
And
Renan showing what he can
700 life points, 100 for each card.
And he still has the Kiteroid. Yeah, and he has the Kiteroid in his graveyard still. Man, it looks like Renan might be taking this to a Game 5 here at the last round of Swiss. Yeah, he has 6,000 life points with the Kiteroid. I don't think Javier can do enough damage, especially if that back row is live.
No way. What if he can't? Yeah. He's just going to concede. He sees that he loses in his own end phase because of Shadow Game.
Yeah, well, I guess we just found the hard counter to Element Sabers is a burn deck. They put the Invoke Neos Element Saber deck, put so many cards in the graveyard, and then you're able to stop that 1 attack, and then they pay 1,000.
I'm going to attack and set 2.
Yeah, exactly. And then
what do you mean by
trap cards in your hand? Yep, but it looks like Game 5 is underway, and it looks like Renan switched to Witchcrafters, those we were talking about. And Javier is going to stick with his Invoked Neos Element Saber. Oh, no, sorry. Invoked Element Saber deck. No Neos. Just Invoked Element Sabers as he's been playing the previous rounds. And let's see how this deck matches up against Witchcrafter. But he does open up with that Palace, which is the ideal opening.
Javier definitely got a good start here.
But I don't know how good this is going to be against Witchcrafter. It's not a lot to disrupt them.
Looks like he actually chose not to activate the effect of Palace of the Elemental Lords because he does not want to skip his next turn's battle phase. But he did activate the card itself so that he could use Molahu's effect on the opponent's turn by sending an Element Saber from his deck to the graveyard instead of from his hand.
Yep, heads up play here from Javier.
Witchcrafter Pator.
Yep. See what he decides to do here with this. We can use the effect.
All the low-level Witchcrafters contribute themselves and send a spell card from the hand to the graveyard to special summon any Witchcrafter from the deck as a quick effect during either player's main phase. So he's going to discard Witchcrafter Collaboration, tribute Pator, and then probably special summon Madame Bear.
Yes.
Who's the boss monster.
Assume the Madame Bear is coming out. Yeah, and even though you have to discard that Witchcrafter spell to activate their effect, they all do get to add back to the hand at the end phase if you control a face of Witchcrafter. So not much of a cost, actually, to summon your boss monster from your deck, which is why Witchcrafters are so powerful.
Witchcrafter Pator's graveyard effect activates. It banishes itself from the graveyard, allowing Renan to draw a card and then send any Witchcrafter card from his hand to his graveyard.
Yep, essentially a free draw if you're able to send a spell, or you get to send down another monster to have access to another graveyard effect.
And that's exactly what he did. He sends Witchcrafter Shmieta, which he can ban from his graveyard to send any Witchcrafter card from his deck to his graveyard. Perhaps this time putting Witchcrafter Holiday or Witchcrafter Unveiling in there, since he has not yet activated a Witchcrafter spell this turn, which means he can bring back any Witchcrafter spell from his graveyard in the end phase to his hand, as long as he still controls Madame Bear.
Yep, exactly. But there are only 8 minutes left in this round, so time is going to play a factor. Hopefully both these players are aware of that, and they plan their plays accordingly.
Oh, that could be rough, because Witchcrafters, especially when Madame Bear hits the field, usually take a while to win.
Yeah, it's very hard to get over that Madame Bear. It's so huge, can negate anything, and then while she's out there, they keep summoning all their other monsters around her until they can eventually eck out the win.
So Renan does send Holiday to the graveyard, and Javier chooses to use his Molahu's effect to put the Madame Bear face down. So if Renan does not negate its effect, and doesn't have another Witchcrafter on the field in the end phase, he wouldn't be able to get the spells back. But it looks like he's going to use Madame Bear's effect to discard a spell card, that being the second Holiday, to negate Molahu's effect so that he can bring back the Holiday and the Collaboration.
Yep, it only negates the effect, doesn't destroy the monster, so the Molahu gets to stay on the field. And now the end phase is going to be adding back those Witchcrafter spells to his hand. Holiday and Collaboration.
It was a good move to negate the effect of Molahu because he essentially created one Witchcrafter spell card for two, including one of the same one he discarded.
While thinning his deck out from a monster he probably doesn't want to draw and try to get access to a card that's going to help him deal with this Madam.
For sure.
So let's see how Javier is going to navigate this. This is the hard part. It's only one monster, but man, is that monster good.
He's going to use the Palace of the Elemental Lords this turn. So he gets to get any Element Saber from his deck added to your hand, and he has to skip next turn's battle phase. So he gets a battle phase this turn, but I don't know how much that's going to do for him because... Oh, Karma Cut!
Oh, that's huge.
That's brutal. The Witchcrafter deck is vulnerable to cards that can destroy or banish Madame Bear, because Madame Bear has no protection against trap cards or spell cards. It can only negate monster effect. So that Karma Cut might actually end the duel.
He has enough on board. This could be huge. Just having the right out right away, Javier could easily... He did it! As long as I'm pretty sure it's going to go through. I didn't see a trigger, and Javier's going to move on. With a chance for top 4. Oh, yep, that's it.
That's it.
And Renan loses.
Karma Cut.
Well, I hyped up all these Witchcrafters, and then I found out that's why maybe they're not so popular, because just one Karma Cut can end it just like that. Big congratulations to Javier. He knew he needed to win to have a shot at even making this top 4, and he got there. fantastic duels. He stuck with the same deck 5 games in a row and just, you know, let it rock.